Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, little reaction to the penalties that came down today from Richmond. We've been waiting almost 3 days for these penalties, which we kind of knew something was coming. Not quite what I thought in my initial reaction video. Now, in the initial reaction video, I actually hadn't seen the Joey Logano burnout on pit road around all the people. So I didn't comment on that. So there's a $50,000 fine for Joey for that. I understand the safety factor because we've all seen the videos online where people do stupid stuff and they lose control and unfortunately hit people. Joey shouldn't have done that. But also, you shouldn't have that many people on a hot pit road. I think friends and family need to stay on the cold side of pit road until all the cars come to a stop. Then crew only. And then once everything is calmed down, and then family. I know, like Austin Dillon wanted his family out there to celebrate the victory, but there's enough time to get all the cars in parked, then let the family go out to celebrate there on the front stretch. But $50,000 fine for Joey Logano for that. I probably would have said that if I would have guessed on the video 25 to 50. I get the ramifications if something would have happened. We want to stop that, so that's definitely that. But as for the big penalty, Austin hit Dillon. We all have seen the video. I'm not going to reshow the video for any reason. What he, like I said in reaction, when he did to Logano, I could have lived with. Didn't like it, but could have lived with it. But adding the Hamlin turn on it, that was a difference we've not seen before. The whole winning you're in, I actually like it. I'm sorry, but I do. We don't see this all the time. Very rarely do you have somebody who's 17th through 32nd in points running close enough to the front to even do something like this. So I don't think we've set a precedent for something like this. I think this is a one-off. I think this is just circumstance. The late caution, if Stenhouse and Ryan Preece weren't playing grab ass, and honestly, I don't know if NASCAR did, but I would love for NASCAR to have dug into that a little bit with Stenhouse. We recall Stenhouse had an issue with Dillon not long ago. So did Stenhouse do what he did to Preece to try to cost Dillon the win, to restart? We don't know what was in Stenhouse's head, but no, you just never know. So Dillon keeps the win, but the automatic berth is revoked for both driver and owner points. So what basically that means is the 3 is not in the owner championship, just like Austin's not in the driver championship. Dillon was docked 25 points. Which I understand that to a point, because if you think about what was going on right there, him doing the dive bomb that took out Logano, if he would have just finished second, he would have still had a good points day. You kind of want to, okay, you're not getting in the playoffs because of what you did. We're also going to take some points from you because you had a good points day going. Now it wasn't such a good points day. The spotter, Brandon Beach, whatever his last name is, spinning 3 races. Obviously, we've heard the audio of him saying wreck him, wreck him. You can't do that. You put something in somebody's head and they do it, and this is what happens. So I'm okay with it. I think it's fair. I like the playoff we have. I like the win and you're in. 99% of the time, we don't have somebody doing something bonehead. 99% of the time, we have like the Suarez win in Atlanta, where it's not even that. I mean, that's unique. Hell, 3 wide. You have what Cindric did at Gateway, where the best car has an engine issue in Bell. Your teammate, unfortunately, but the second best car runs out of gas on the last lap, and then you get the victory. These guys, typically, when you qualify that low, you're barely in the playoffs, and you're top, 20, 25 in points. You don't make it past the first round, typically. So, I like it. I'm glad we've kind of have this precedent set now. And for everyone out there that go, well, NASCAR is always inconsistent, they're going to be inconsistent with this. No, they're not saying don't wreck someone. They didn't say that. What this is saying is, if you do something, what he did to Logano, and you follow that up with what he did to Hamlin, we're going to have a problem with that. Now, if you go and do what Logano did to Byron at Darlington, we're okay with that. So it's like, everyone that says NASCAR is inconsistent, again, and Elton Sawyer's actually said these words, You can't be consistent with something that's inconsistent. So the next time a driver wrecks 2 people on the final corner to win a race, then they should get the same penalty as Dillon. If you wreck 1, you don't get the penalty. See, that would be consistent. So we'll see what happens going forward. I don't think we're going to see this. I don't think there's going to be that big ramifications. I don't think we're going to see Dillon go out and win Daytona again, which we could, and get him in the playoffs, which would be cool. Now, one thing it doesn't say is the 5 bonus points for the win. I believe he does get to keep those. So if he were to make the playoffs, were to win Daytona to make the playoffs, he'd have 10 bonus points. But so that puts, I think, who is next up? Buescher, I think, is now technically in the playoffs. So it moves the non-winners up 1. So, yeah, so now Bubba's going to be 15th on the playoff grid, and then Buescher is 16th. The cut line is between Buescher and Chastain, which they're actually tied. But I think it goes off of, I'm not even sure the tiebreakers. I thought it was best finish, the last finish, which would be actually be Ross Chastain. He finished 5th. So we're going to literally a dead tie for the final playoff spot, 1 in, 1 out, and Bubba's plus 3 to that. And so next up is Ty Gibbs, and he's plus 15 to Bubba. So yeah, we got a tight race there for the final 3 playoff spots. So these next 3 races, Michigan, Daytona, and Darlington, should be fun. That drops Austin Dillon to 31st with that penalty. So yeah, he was up to 26th, and then 25 points dropped him down that far. So it's that close down around the top 30 line. But that is the reaction to news today. As always, thanks for watching Rubber Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.